A Bozeman man in custody accused of stabbing his father to death.
Crews hustling to get construction finished at Missoula's mall and new theater.
And last-minute preparations are underway for tomorrow's big Goodfellows free Thanksgiving feast.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on KPAX, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, I'm Jill Valley.
And I'm Dennis Bragg.
It's the biggest retail investment in western Montana, and Southgate Mall's huge expansion project is entering the home stretch.
And although holiday shoppers will still be dodging some construction in the coming weeks, much of the big project is nearly complete.
Last year, there were as many detours as discounts at Southgate Mall, as contractors were in the very early stages of the mall's major makeover. But for this Black Friday and holiday shopping season, work is settling down.
Well, they'll find the parking lot, the asphalt, all that stuff is done. The asphalt went in on Saturday, and we're excited about that. We also understand the Mary Street connection in the next week or so will be open, and people will actually be able to use Mary Street to access Southgate Mall.
That Mary Street extension and the associated roundabouts, signals, and new traffic flow were not only designed to make things easier for shoppers, but tie in with the surrounding neighborhoods. All part of Southgate Mall Associates' long-term plan to redevelop a facility now in its third decade, reflecting what shoppers are looking for today.
The bike lanes, the new sidewalks, the lighting, and all those things, those nice amenities, will actually make it feel like it's connected to the neighborhood.
Construction work is continuing to turn the old Sears store into a brand new Lucky's Market, giving Southgate its first venture into grocery retailing and services.
Yeah, those guys are going at it, and getting the asphalt in this Saturday was key to them opening in the first quarter of next year.
The South expansion is topped off with a new AMC theater. It won't make an opening for the holidays due to some delay caused by the changeover from Carmi Cinema's ownership.
I think all the things that are different than what we originally thought they were going to be are improvements to the theater, so the experience will be great for moviegoers.
While the new AMC Theater and the Lucky's Market will be the main features on this southward expansion of the mall managers are continuing to look to sign additional tenants, and they're very appreciative of their existing tenants for putting up with the long construction period.
Yeah, the construction fatigue that can happen with a project like this has been a lot easier because of the cooperation and collaboration with the retailers and the restaurants. They've been great, and they've met the challenge, and they've done really well.
All ingredients for a project that will preserve over 1,200 jobs and create 375 new permanent jobs.
It's estimated the Southgate expansion will generate $375,000 in new property taxes every year. Well, no snow in the forecast for Thanksgiving to go over the river and through the woods and all that stuff, but unusually warm temperatures. Let's check in with Aaron Yost now for the weekend forecast. Aaron?
And it's looking like this will likely go down as the warmest Thanksgiving on record in Missoula. 58 previous record. That was from 1960. I think tomorrow we can muster up maybe 59 degrees for that high. Of course, it's going to come at a cost. We've got a very windy evening in store as we see some potential impacts due to that. Obviously dealing with some rain up until then. Right now, kind of quiet out there. We've seen those clouds break up enough in west central Montana to promote a little bit of fog development. As we move into tomorrow, though, again, the big weather story is going to be that wind event throughout the evening hours. I've got more details coming up in your full holiday forecast.
A Bozeman man is charged with murder, accused of stabbing his father to death. 37-year-old Tanner Franks appeared in Gallatin County Justice Court this morning, charged in the death of his father, William Franks. Prosecutors say in court documents that shortly before noon Tuesday, Tanner's mother reported to her neighbor that her son stabbed her husband. Bozeman police officers responded to the Franks' home and found William dead on the kitchen floor. During his brief appearance in court this morning, Tanner claimed he had no understanding of what was happening to him. He's being held on $1 million bail. A man is facing identity theft, deceptive practices, and other theft charges, accused of stealing items from Missoula homes and then leading police on a high-speed chase through the Mission Valley. A Polson police officer pulled over a vehicle near St. Joseph Hospital around 7 o'clock last night for a traffic violation. Authorities say the driver, now identified as Jay Vallejo, then led officers on a high-speed chase on Highway 93, reaching speeds of up to 100 miles per hour. They say Vallejo drove off the road several times, through fields, a yard, and even through an irrigation ditch before his vehicle broke down near Pablo. Polson Police Sergeant George Stimson said when they searched Vallejo's stolen vehicle, they found property from a residential burglary in Missoula. Stimson says Vallejo is also facing charges relating to identity theft, such as fraud and deceptive practices. He is in custody in the Lake County Jail.
In seasonal news, preparations underway for the annual Goodfellows Thanksgiving Feast tomorrow at Fuddruckers in Missoula. It's a long tradition, and as Augusta McDonald reports, this is one free meal you don't want to miss out on.
From 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., everyone is welcome at Fuddruckers.
Completely free, you just got to show up and we'll feed you. We got turkey, stuffing, gravy, potatoes, corn, pumpkin pie. There's, the games will be on for the kids, and, there's lots of people to come talk to.
He says they expect about 450 people who need a home away from home or can't afford the cost of this holiday dinner.
Thanksgiving is a very expensive meal to have, so some people can't afford it. So we'd like to target those people the most.
Donations and discounts from their vendors and volunteers from the Goodfellows Service Club help pull this dinner off for its 6th year. Reporting in Missoula, I'm Augusta McDonald for MTN News.
Now, Mountain Line will not be providing service generally tomorrow, but they will be running buses from the downtown transfer station out to Fuddruckers, and you can come down to the restaurant tomorrow for that meal from 10 until 2.
Montana's next election is a year away, and Montana politicians are already gearing up for some epic battles in the election field.
In the first of a two-part series, our Mike Dennison previews the statewide political landscape for 2018.
When you ask party officials in Montana about their top priority for 2018, the answer comes as no surprise.
Our top priority is re-electing Senator John Tester.
Obviously, the Tester Senate race is a key target for us.
Democrat Tester is running for re-election to a 3rd term in the U.S. Senate, and so far as many as 6 Republicans are vying for the nomination to take him on. National Republicans also are targeting Tester, as a Democrat in a state won big last year by President Trump. That means big money will be spent. But Montana State political science professor David Parker says a lot depends on the Republican opponent and whether they keep it competitive.
It's definitely a top 10 race in the country. I don't think it's a top 3 race. Whether or not it's going to be a $50, $60 million race like it was in 2012, I'm not too confident yet that that's going to be the case.
The Tester race is the main event in next year's Montana elections. But there's also the re-election race of newly minted Republican Congressman Greg Gianforte, a pair of Supreme Court races, and 125 legislative contests. Already, 6 Democrats are competing to challenge Gianforte.
Gianforte is damaged, and we're going to take him out this time. I'm convinced that we're going to have a strong candidate coming out of the primary, and we're going after him.
Yet Parker says Gianforte is still the favorite in a state where Democrats haven't won this seat since 1994, unless...
I think Gianforte gets into trouble if there's a wave election generally in 2018. And the midterm right now is shaping up to potentially be a wave type election where Democrats could do quite well.
That wave, of course, depends a lot on the popularity of President Trump. Montana Republicans see Trump as a plus and say they're happy to embrace the president.
Trump won by 20 points here, and we get calls every day. What are you doing to support the president?
Democrats, however, say Trump is energizing their forces as well.
We have more enthusiasm now, Mike, than I've seen in a very long time. So I think people are realizing that politics are not a spectator sport, and they are getting involved, and they're going to be there voting in this mid-cycle.
But the 2018 election also will turn on what candidates stand for. And State Republican Party Chair Deborah Lamb points to the GOP message of higher paying jobs, lower taxes, and less regulation.
The message, I think, is the right message at the right time in Montana. As we've seen over the last few years, we now have 5 out of the 7 statewide and national elected candidates. Those are all Republicans.
Can Democrats stem that tide in Montana in 2018? That's one of the key stories to watch this coming election year. Tomorrow, we'll take a closer look at the money so far in the big Tester race. Reporting from Helena, Mike Dennison.
All right, up next, Aaron is back with a look at your windy and warm Thanksgiving forecast.
And it's a good thing we don't have these in Montana. My gosh, with all that wind, people lining up to watch crews put the finishing touches on the Macy's parade. That's coming up on KPAX.